John chapter 4. Hence, as Jesus knew that the Pharisees heard that Jesus makes and baptizes more learning ones than John, although yet Jesus himself baptizes not but his learning ones. He left Judea, and going away, he came again into Galilee. But he must thoroughly come through Samaria. Hence he comes into a city of Samaria, one called Sychar, next to the yard which Jacob had given to his son Joseph. But the spring of Jacob was there, hence Jesus, having tired himself by reason out of much going on the ways, thus sat down on the spring. It was about the 6th hour. A woman out of Samaria comes to draw water. To her Jesus says, "Give me to drink." For his learning ones, as going away, had come into the city, so that they may buy nourishment. Then says to him the woman, the Samaritan, "How is it that you being a Jew, request a drink from beside me, from a woman being a Samaritan?" For the Jews do not use anything together with the Samaritans. Jesus answered and said to her, "If you had perceived the gift of God, and who the one is saying to you, 'Give me to drink,' you would request, as it were of him, and he would give you, as it were, living water." Then says that one to him, "Lord, besides you do not have a drawing vessel, and the well is deep. From where do you have the living water? You are not greater than our father Jacob, who has given us the well. He also drank out of it, and his sons, and those nourished by him." Jesus answered and said to her, Everyone drinking out of this water, he will thirst again. But the one drinking out of the water which I will give him, not will he thirst into the eon. But the water which I will give will become in him a spring of water, changing his position into Aeonian life. Then says the woman to him, "Lord, give me this water, lest I thirst, but also that I do not thoroughly come here to draw." Thereupon Jesus says to her, "Go away, let resound a call to your man, and come here again." The woman answered, "I have not a man." Thereupon Jesus says to her, "Ideally, you said that you have not a man. For you had 5 men, and the one you have now, he is not your man. This you have talked truly." The woman says to him, "I behold that you are a prophet. Our fathers prayingly crawled to in this mountain, and you say that in Jerusalem it is where it is binding to prayingly crawl to." Then Jesus says to her, "Faith in me, woman, the hour comes when neither in this mountain nor in Jerusalem you will prayingly crawl to the Father. You prayingly crawl to that which you do not perceive. We prayingly crawl to that which we perceive, since the safeguarding is out of the Jews. But the hour will come, and now it is, when the true prayingly crawling ones will prayingly crawl to the Father in spirit and in the truth. For also the Father seeks such prayingly crawling to him. The God is spirit, and for those prayingly crawling to him, it is binding to prayingly crawl to him in the spirit of truth." Then says the woman to him, "I perceive that the Messiah comes, the one being called Christ. When as it were that one comes, he will announce to us all such." Thereupon Jesus says to her, I am he, the one speaking to you. And in that he said this, his learning ones came on and marveled that he spoke with the woman. However, not one said to him, "What do you seek from her?" or "What do you speak with her?" Hence the woman leaves her water jug, and going away she came into the city, and says to the human, "Come hither, perceive the human who told me all what I have done. If not this one is the Christ." Hence they came out of the city, and came to him. In the meantime the learning ones asked him, saying, "Rabbi, eat." But he said to them, I have food to eat, which you do not perceive. Then the learning ones say to one another, "Not anyone brought him anything to eat, did they?" Jesus says to them, "My food is that I do the will of the one sending me, and to accomplish his work. Is it not that you say, there are still 4 months, and then comes the harvest? Perceive, I say to you, Lift down up your eyes, and behold the regions, that they are white to the harvest already. The harvesting one takes reward and leads to gather fruit into Aeonian life, so that at the like same time, both the sowing one and the harvesting one may be joyful. For in this the true word is represented, that another is the sowing one, and another the harvesting one. I have dispatched you to harvest toward that which you have not tired yourselves. Others have tired themselves, and you have come into their tiring. But out of that city many of the Samaritans faithed because of the words of the testifying woman. He said to me all that I did. Hence, as the Samaritans came to him, they asked him that he abide by them, and he abode by them 2 days. And more faith in many things because of his word. And they said to the woman, No more do we faith because of your testimony, for we ourselves have heard from beside him, and have perceived that truly this is the safe guardian of the cosmos. But after the 2 days he came out from there into Galilee. For although Jesus himself testified that a prophet in his own father's city has no valuation. Hence, as he came into Galilee, there were those having seen all which he had done in the feast in Jerusalem, for all these had come to the feast. Hence they came again into the place Cana of Galilee, where they had made water to wine. But there was in Capernaum a regal one whose son was weak. He, hearing that Jesus arrived out of Judea coming into Galilee, hence he came to him and asked so that he may descend and heal his son, for this one was about to deaden away. Hence Jesus said to him, So if you do not perceive signs and wonders, you do not, yea, not faith. Then says the regal one to him, Lord, descend before my boy deadens away. Thereupon Jesus says to him, Go, your son lives. Then the human faithed the word of Jesus and went. But already at his descending, the slaves encountered him on the underway and announced that his boy lives. Hence he explored from beside them the hour in which he had recuperated more and more. And they said to him, Yesterday about the 7th hour, the fever left him. Hence the father knew that it was in that hour in which the one said to him, Your son lives. And he faithed and his whole house. This Jesus did again as a second sign, as having come out of Judea into Galilee.